Hi everyone, it's Tiffany here to do my recap. I traded Tesla this morning. It was on my secondary watch list, as it usually is. I saw that it was toying around with this 600 level this morning, and I figured if it lost the 600 level and yesterday's close, that it would be fairly weak. It actually put up a nice double top right here on the 1 minute chart. However, I do not like trading Tesla in the first 15 minutes. I like to let it settle. A nice entry would have been right here when it lost this 600 level and started making new lows after the double top. Plus you have the first 5 minute candle is an indecision candle. So that just made me think it was going to be weak. I waited until the first 15-minute candle closed as a bear candle, and my plan was for it to see how it reacted pulling back to the VWAP. So I took a short position, a small short position at the pullback when it started making new lows, and my plan was to add at the 15-minute breakout. And it broke out a little bit, but it didn't do so on much volume. And then I noticed it started looking like a double bottom on the 1 minute. And so I decided when it made a new 5 minute high and it started breaking up, or it broke up through these moving averages on the 1 minute, I decided to exit my position on Tesla. I thought about flipping it after this double bottom, but I didn't want to get caught up in the chop around the VWAP. So sometimes Tesla does that for a while in the morning. It'll chop around the VWAP, and I just didn't want to get caught up in that. So I left it alone. Then I traded TLRY. It was on my main watch list this morning. It had gapped up. It had really great volume. The price action was pretty good pre-market. This is not an it isn't exactly a clean trade for my liking. But so the first 5 minutes was a very strong candle, and it had gapped up pre-market. It was trading above the VWAP, and then it sold off, just profit taking. And so I was kind of watching for a bottom because of how strong it was at the open, and it had gapped up on such great volume. So once I saw that it looked like it had found a bottom, it was after this 15-minute doji candle, and I started noticing a head and shoulders on the 1 minute chart. So here you have the head, the left shoulder, and the right shoulder, and then the neckline would roughly be about here. So when it came through up through the neckline and started breaking through these moving averages, I took a long position with my stop at the low of this right shoulder. And when it started pushing up through the VWAP, I decided to go ahead and move my stop to break even. And the price action was a little bit crazy on this, so I really didn't want it to come down, whip me out, and then go my direction. So I decided to go ahead and stop out at break even and wait for a better entry if it presented itself. And here you have this next attempt. Couldn't quite make it as low as this one or this one. And so when it made a new high and started pushing up through the moving averages again, I took it long once again, stop loss right here. And then I took two 50% partials. The first partial was taken at this pre-market resistance level. And then I felt that it was very heavy here at this 2150 level. So I went ahead and took another 50% partial here, and the rest came back and stopped me out at break even. Last but not least, I traded AMC as a reversal. So it had sold off really hard all morning. It was very weak. And then it bounced off of yesterday's open, I believe it was. And check out this 4.5 mil volume that came in right here. That is what caught my attention. That was right here. And so then I waited on this double bottom to happen. And when at the new high, I took a long position, stop loss below yesterday's open. And I took a 25% partial when it made a new 5-minute high. Then I felt much better after this candle closed right here, because you have these tweezer dojis on an important level. So then I took a 50% partial at the 9 moving average on the 5, because oftentimes, as you can see through the morning, it used that as resistance. So I took a 50% partial here, and then I kept taking 50% of my remaining position, and I took most of my position off at the VWAP right here. And I had very few shares left, and I ended up exiting my position here at previous day close. A ton of volume came back in right here at previous day close, and I decided that this would be a good point to exit the rest of my position, which you can see right here. This volume that came in with this doji, it made a new low, and I decided to go ahead and exit my position. I could have squeezed more out of this trade, but overall I was fairly happy. But those were my trades for the day. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like and subscribe button, and thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.